This is DW News live from Berlin. An historic step in the fight against malaria. Rescue teams keep searching for victims as the death toll rises. Hopes fade for more than 150 people still missing days after a building collapsed days after seizing control of Afghanistan. The Taliban clamped down on the first signs of dissent. Taliban fighters disperse crowds carrying the Afghan flag as protests break out across the country. Also coming up, the young victims of Haiti's earthquake. Thousands of children are in desperate need of medical care as hospitals are overwhelmed and heavy rains hamper rescue efforts. I'm Raheela Mahomed. Welcome to the program. Rights groups say more than 1,000 protesters were detained by police in around 50 cities across Russia. The demonstrators are calling for the release of jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny. It follows President Vladimir Putin's annual State of the Nation address. Now, when it comes to COVID-19 vaccines, South Africa has an adequate supply, but it's proving tough to get jabs into people's arms. Some are put off by the long journey to vaccination centres, and others are worried about the side effects. So far, just under 10 million people have been fully vaccinated against the virus. That's less than 25% of adults in the country. Chad's former president, Hissène Habré, has died aged 79 after testing positive for COVID-19. He was serving a life sentence in Senegal for war crimes, crimes against humanity and torture. Under his rule, Habré enforced a brutal crackdown on dissent, where tens of thousands of people were killed. Residents in Israel and in Gaza are looking to the skies right now to see if a newly announced ceasefire can end some of the region's worst violence in years. The deal between Israel and two militant groups in Gaza, Hamas and the Islamic Jihad, just came into effect at the top of the hour. You're looking at live pictures from Gaza right now. The ceasefire was announced just hours before it came into effect. Brokered by Egypt, it comes after days of international efforts to find an end to the fighting. Well, joining me from Johannesburg to discuss this further is economist Duma Gubule. Now, Duma, we've seen some of the worst violence in South Africa since apartheid in the 1990s. How did this spiral out of control?
At the heart of it, Raheela, is the ANC government has betrayed the hopes and dreams of our people's liberation.
Now, our report touches on the growing presence of the so-called Islamic State in Africa, but I'd like to get your thoughts on how widespread their operations are. How are they growing geographically and able to conduct these attacks?
I mean, unfortunately, ISIS is so widespread today in Africa that you can say it is across the continent.
As you heard, the US doesn't have the capacity to get more people to the airport out of Afghanistan. Could you just break down the logistical challenges that they're facing?
Well, basically, it would be a Black Hawk Down situation.
Stick around for our documentary on the great apes. And there's plenty more for you on the website, dw.com. Hello and welcome to the Sapphire Now Studio for Human Experience Management. I'm Raheela Mahomed. Even though a lot of us are working remotely these days, do you still feel like the majority of your day is spent at work? It can be overwhelming, and that's why it's important to know that we're valued. Human Experience Management, or what we call HXM, is reinventing HR so you can always concentrate on your people and give them the right tools to be their best. Thank you very much, Peggy and Paul, for those invaluable insights. Data plus intuition delivers results. You can download that report on the website, sap.com/SCA/Heart Matters. Now let's check in with Claire to see if there's anything happening on social media.
Thank you so much, Raheela.
And as we consider the role each of us plays in this great ecosystem, I want to thank our Sapphire Now sponsor, OpenText, and do check out our partner showcase at sapphirenow.com. Most importantly, I'd like to thank you, the audience, for your participation and your attention. Digital fatigue is real, and we know your time is very valuable. We hope you've gained insights to help you on your implementation journey, and please join us as we continue this conversation on Zoom. I'm Raheela Mahomed. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.